See, through this meditation, we all know that we are working on the heart. We are training our heart. And what happens is that we start receiving a special knowledge in our hearts, which is called the inner knowledge or real knowledge, or also called as revealed knowledge, because it is directly revealed into the heart by God. So we generally know only about one knowledge, which comes through the mind, because this is what we are taught, this is what we understand from the time of our birth, that mind is supreme, and we have to just train our mind, we have to understand everything through the mind, and that's what we exactly do when we go to school, college, read books, meet people. Then we are just getting this knowledge, which we can call as acquired knowledge, because we are acquiring this knowledge through the mind. So when you work on your heart and when you start receiving this knowledge, then the heart also slowly starts becoming, it starts to develop. It has the potential. Heart has been given that potential, but since you don't work on it, since you don't develop it, so it is just sitting silently. But when you work on it and when you receive this knowledge, so slowly it regains its strength and power, and then it starts guiding you in the same way as your mind guides you. So it is a kind of intuition that you develop with time when you work on your heart. And you have to understand that you're going through a process. So obviously in the initial stages, the guidance will be weak, you won't be able to trust it, but slowly with time it will become stronger and stronger. And what she is referring to, that you start getting, so this is basically part of the process till the time you reach higher states where you can completely depend on the guidance, and you can completely trust your heart. There's something very important to understand, is that the mind, you can't trust the mind, because the mind is always influenced by the ego, whereas the heart in its awakened state can never be influenced by the ego. So the information or the message that you get from the heart is always pure. Let me also take this opportunity through this question to explain that we have been talking about God. We can never understand God, religion, spirituality through the mind. These are things which can only be understood through the heart. And for that, we have to first develop our heart, and if we can develop our heart, then through our experiences, we can understand these things very clearly, and there won't be any questions and doubts left if we can use this approach to understand these things. This is the mistake that all the great scientists and the philosophers made, because they rejected, most of them, they rejected God, they rejected religion, because they were using their minds to understand these things. And they didn't realize that their knowledge was incomplete and limited. And they were trying to understand something which is perfect and which is complete through incomplete and imperfect knowledge, which is still evolving.